So we're now going to do a healing practical, self-healing through the chakras. We've heard Shide mention the chakras, Helen mentioned the chakras, or the centers, as we call them in this modality of healing. So I'm going to take you through a technique, a process that you can do for yourself. It doesn't matter if you've had no healing training whatsoever, because I'm going to talk you through everything you need to do. And I don't want any of you to think, oh gosh, I'm not a healer, I can't do this. I want to reassure you that everyone is a healer. Everyone can do this healing work. We're going to align and we're going to tap into a universal source of healing energy that's available to all of us. And that's what we're going to use. You've got the handout, as I mentioned. You're not going to need that handout necessarily, but have it on your lap if you want to see the position of some of the centers. We've heard from Shide and we've had some discussion this morning about treading the spiritual path and what that might mean for each of us. In this session, we're going to relate that to the healing work we do in the INEH, the International Network of Energy Healing. And as I mentioned, invite you to do some healing on yourself. Simply put, healing is tapping into that universal source of energy that is available to each and every one of us. And we can use it to support our own health and well-being, and also we can offer it to others. And that's what we train to do in the INEH. We train how to facilitate that healing for other people. And we use this energy to clear, to balance, to revitalize or calm the energy field, what we call the energy field, that flows around and interpenetrates all of us, each and every one of us. In fact, every living thing has an energy field. And in particular, we're going to focus on the centers within that energy field and how they relate to key areas and functions in our bodies. These centers are called chakras, also called chakras. And they are like major junctions where multiple lines of energy flow into and around us. You might be familiar with these. Certainly those who've completed the INEH course will be. So on your handout, you have a diagram, and I'm going to show it you here too, the 7 major centers. And we're going to focus on the lower 6 here. But at the end, we'll talk about the crown as well. So the crown is at the top of our head. It's really what connects us to our soul, to our higher self. And in this system, each one of these centers relates to a major gland in what we call the endocrine system, the hormone system. So these glands are, if you like, chemical messengers that communicate with our bodies and give them instructions. So the crown, the related gland, is called the pineal. We know much more about the pineal now. We call it the master gland. It influences the workings of the pituitary. It helps us register night and day. I've mentioned the pituitary. The center that's related to that is the ajna. Now, interestingly, all of these centers, the crown is on the top, but all of the other centers, their energy flows from back to front, apart from the ajna, which sort of comes through about our forehead here. That energy flows from front to back. But you don't need to remember that, because I'm going to remind you when we do the visualization. And as I mentioned, the related gland to the ajna is the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland helps manage the other endocrine glands to do their work throughout the body. Then we have the throat center here, and the related gland to that is the thyroid gland. We have the heart, and the related gland to that is the thymus gland, which is key for the immune system. We have the solar plexus here, and the related gland is the pancreas, which helps us to digest food, but also manages the conversion of carbohydrates, sugars from our diet into energy in our bodies. We've got the sacral center, sort of in the position of the pelvis, that manages what we call the gonads, ovaries in women, testes in men. And then we've got the basic chakra at the base of the spine, and the related gland there is the adrenal glands, which seem to be going off rather a lot in modern life, all to do with stress response. So those are the centers and those are the locations. I'm going to just demo what we're going to do on Karen in a minute, but I just want to sort of talk to you a bit about our aim with the healing work when we offer this healing energy. And I think it's really important to note that in this modality, there is no fixed process or procedure. We don't promise to heal. What we do is we align with the person we're working with or with ourselves, and we ask for this healing energy to be given in accordance with the will of the soul and for that person's highest good. If you don't like the word soul, you could just say for that person's highest good. So we offer that, we never force it. And we plug somebody into that healing source of energy. We align with them, with their soul, with the healing source of energy. We ask for that energy to flow. And in this work, we normally use our hands. But for the sake of today, what we're going to do is use our breath. And we're going to visualize, close our eyes and visualize that healing energy operating on ourselves. For those of you that have done the training, if you would prefer, you could visualize yourself in front of yourself and use your hands if you want to, if you'd rather do that than the breath. But for everyone else, you can just use your breath, and it's a very effective way of tapping into this energy. And we use this healing energy, it's not just to alleviate symptoms. I was talking to a lady earlier and I was saying about how we work on the physical level, we also work on the emotional level, we work on the mental level, and we work on the spiritual level. So it's a really holistic use of this energy and how we offer it. So somebody might come to you or one of us with a bad back or digestive problems, and certainly we can work on those and we can hope to help alleviate those symptoms. But it could be that somebody's feeling a bit stuck. We talked about treading the spiritual path, knowing what to do. A lot of people are often looking for some purpose to drop out of the heavens, and they're going to say, oh, I'm going to go and work in humanitarian aid, or I'm going to become a teacher, or I'm going to become a healer, or I'm going to do something. It's often not, it can be that obvious. Sometimes it's just about being your best self in any moment, bringing the best qualities forward, being kind, being understanding, being forgiving, giving space to others, listening. But in this healing work, sometimes people come and they're a bit stuck. They don't really know what to do, what direction to go in. And this work can really help connect people with their soul purpose a little bit more, perhaps. Or maybe they're very emotionally overwrought. Maybe it helps them to see clarity, or they can't think straight. It can help to help your thoughts become clearer. So what I'm going to ask you to do is participate in what we call a basic balance on yourself. And we're going to, as I said, do this via a guided visualization that uses our breath as the vehicle to direct the energy. And we're going to use that healing energy in different areas of our system. You've got that handout. And I've mentioned that we're not forcing it, we're just gently offering it. So I'm going to do a quick demo on Karen here. Thank you, Karen. So we always start with an alignment. So what we do is we imagine that we are connecting in our heart center. And when we talk about the heart center, the physical heart is here, but we're talking about the center of our chest, the area next to the heart. So we just imagine that we are focusing our attention here and visualizing a line of light connecting us down to Mother Earth. And then another line of light connecting us up to our soul or higher self. You can maybe visualize that in your head or above your head. Then we're going to ask for healing to be given in accordance with the will of our soul or for our highest good. And then we're going to imagine we're tapping into this wonderful healing source of energy that is available to each and every one of us. You might like to imagine that as a sun, a radiant sun, and just visualize that you are connecting with that and you're asking for that healing energy to come down that you can use. And we're going to start off with our Ajna center here. And we're going to breathe front to back, imagining we are breathing the energy through here and out the back. So it can be like a circular flow if you like. You just breathe that in and breathe that in. And you imagine that energy is clearing, balancing, could be calming, could be vitalizing. You're just visualizing that coming through here. Then we're going to move down to the solar plexus. Now, the order that you have in your handout. It's a little bit different, but we're going to do what we would do in a basic balance if we were going to do a healing routine. And we move to the back. Now the solar plexus, Karen, can you just put your hand on your solar plexus? So it's about here. So we visualize that energy coming from the back, breathing that through to the front. And that could be a circular flow, just breathing through, again, clearing, balancing. It could be energizing. We just see that energy moving through. And I'm obviously going to talk you through all of this, so you don't need to remember it. Then we're going to go down to the basic at the base of the spine here, and we're going to visualize that energy going through here, the basic too. And I'm going to give you cues, and I'm going to tell you the glands, so we'll talk it through, but just so you know. So you visualize back to front, that energy coming through and round the basic. Then we're going to go up to the sacral, which is just where the pelvis is, just below the belly button here. So again, that's our focus for the energy to go through. Now, the great thing about this energy work, as we talk, you may have heard the expression energy follows thought. Please don't get hung up about, oh, is my sacral above the belly button, below the belly button? Am I in the right place? Just energy follows thought. If you are thinking sacral center and focusing in about the right area, that is where the energy will be going. Then after the sacral, we're just going to come back to the solar plexus and just check that the energy is still flowing and balanced there, because sometimes when we work on the lower centers, it can just disrupt that solar plexus again. And there's a lot going on with the solar plexus. It's sort of the midway point between the lower and the higher centers. And this is, I would say, is the busiest center in modern life. It controls digestion, liver, pancreas, spleen, but also our emotional output, our personality life. So there's a lot going on here. So we're going to invite more balance there before we move up to the heart. And the heart is about here in the center of your chest. We're going to breathe back to front through the heart. And you might feel that expanding. That's quite a lovely center to work with, the love center. And then we're going to move to the throat. Then after we've done that, I'm going to invite you to balance what we call balance the pairs of centers. And I'll talk you through where we're going to imagine you're going to sort of, in your mind, and you might want to use your hands, you're going to hold the crown and your basic and imagine there is an interplay, a resonance, a communication between these two centers. And then we're going to do the same for the throat and the sacral. We're going to imagine an interplay between those two centers. And then we're going to do the same for the heart and the solar plexus and interplay through those. And then we're going to finish by grounding all this energy, because I think it's really important to say that when we're bringing spiritual energy down into matter, we need to ground it. It's not up here, la, 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 la. Some people do love escaping up there, but it's got to be grounded, practical. You've got to be able to use it and manifest it in your day-to-day. So we're just going to visualize the sacral connecting to the hips at the end, the sacral connecting to the knees, then the sacral connecting to the feet, and then the feet anchoring down to Mother Earth, just anchoring all that energetic work down that we do. So that's what we're going to do, folks. Now, I appreciate this is the graveyard shift. Thank you to Lynn for taking you outside, but we've eaten all that amazing food, and then there was more. There was amazing pudding. So if at any point you feel you're going to drop off, I would really advise you do this. Just get hold of your ears and just pull them out and give them a really good massage. There's lots of acupressure points in your ears. Sort of unfurl them. And that can really help to get the blood flowing up here and wake you up a bit. Because we might need to open some windows actually too. And have a sip of water if you feel you're dropping off. And if you really do drop off, don't worry, because we'll send you the video afterwards. Okay, so before we start, as I said, I'm going to talk you through all of this, and you've got the handout, but are there any questions? Okay, so do you want to go and sit? Thank you very much, Karen. Great. So I'd like to invite you just to get yourself comfortable. Make sure that your clothing's adjusted in the way that it's not restrictive. Okay, now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But we often find when we're doing the healing work, by closing the eyes, it enables us to make more of a deeper connection inside. You sort of want to shut off the distractions of the outside world. So if you'd like to close your eyes, that would be great. But as I said, you don't have to. And then I want you to start by centering yourself in your heart center in the middle of your chest. Just have a sense of your attention there, deep within in your heart center, within your body. You might like just to take a few nice deep breaths. And on your out breath, just let go of any thoughts or busyness. Just feel yourself really centering deep within your heart center. And then I want you to imagine a line of light from this heart center in the center of your chest, connecting you down to Mother Earth beneath your feet. Just have a sense of that light connecting you to Mother Earth. And now that same line of light extending upward to connect you to your soul energy. This could be within your head, above your head, wherever you feel comfortable. So you've got that lovely heart, earth, heart, soul alignment. Now let's imagine that we're now able to connect to this universal healing source of energy. You might like to picture this as a radiant sun. Imagine we're able to connect into that and ask for that healing energy to flow into our etheric or our energy field. And we're going to ask for healing to be given in accordance with our highest good. You might get a sense of that radiant energy flowing all around you, cloaking you. Now we're going to start with our Ajna center, which runs from the front of our body through our forehead, the point between our eyebrows, and out through the back of the head at a slight angle going higher at the back. So let's imagine we're breathing this healing energy through our ajnas. Have a sense of this energy flowing, helping to balance, energize. It might be calming or nourishing. Whatever it is that you need, invite this healing energy to help balance your ajna. And this energy is flowing from the front of you, through your eyebrows, diagonally out at the top of the back of your head. This center is concerned with perception. This is where our personality nature meets our soul nature. Your ajna is connected to the pituitary gland, which helps to regulate all of your hormones and the other glands in your body. And the ajna helps to coordinate the activity of all the other centers below it. So just breathe that energy through Allow it to bring some balance into your system, into your Ajna center. Don't worry if your mind wanders, just bring it back, refocus, breathing that healing energy through your Ajna center from front to back. You may sense some warmth or tingling, and you may sense nothing at all. It doesn't mean it's not working. So just keep breathing, keep that alignment, keep that focus. Next, we're going to take our attention to our solar plexus, in the center of your diaphragm, just below your breasts. We're now going to visualize that flow of energy coming from the back of us, through our center, and out the front of us. The solar plexus, the area around the diaphragm. As I mentioned earlier, this is a very busy center. On a physical level, it governs your pancreas, which helps to balance your blood sugar, enable your system to make energy from the food you eat. It also governs the digestive system, so your stomach, your small intestines, your large intestines, your liver and your gallbladder. Also governs your spleen, which filters and purifies the blood. And in esoteric terms, the spleen is a seat of prana, life energy that comes into us. And your solar plexus relates to your emotional nature, the way you react emotionally to what goes on around you, how you feel about things. It's the me nature of your personality. So visualize this energy flowing through your solar plexus center from back to front. It might be calming, balancing, regulating. Just let this energy flow. Keep breathing it through from back to front, through your solar plexus. Inviting balance to this important center. Again, don't worry if your mind wanders, just bring it back. Focus on the solar plexus. Focus on your breath. Feel that connection to the healing energy. Just breathe it through you. Back to front. We're now going to take our attention to your basic center, at the base of your spine. Going to imagine we're breathing the healing energy through, again, from the back to the front. You might like to imagine this as a sort of circular flow from back to front, round the sides, back to front. Your basic center relates to your will to be. You may even like to imagine this healing energy cementing your will to be in your body, living your life to your full potential with all the opportunities and challenges this presents. Just invite this energy to flow, offering balance, helping to regulate, energize or calm, whatever it is you need. On a physical level, your basic center governs your adrenal glands, responsible for the stress response, and also your kidneys, your bladder, your spine, and all your bones. So just imagine you're breathing that energy through the base of your spine, through your basic center, from back to front. We're going to take our attention now a little way up to our sacral center, in the area of your pelvis, just below your belly button. Let's imagine we're breathing that healing energy from back to front through our sacral center. This center relates to your self-esteem and to your close relationships with others. On a physical level, it governs your ovaries or your testes and your reproductive system, your lower back, your hips, your legs, and your feet. We'll just feel that energy flow through that center, offering balance. Might be tuning up your energy, might be calming things down, nourishing, balancing, whatever it is that you need. Just breathe that energy through, from back to front. If your mind wanders, just bring it back, focusing on that flow through your sacral center. If you feel yourself flagging, just massage your ears, have a drink of water. Just keep aligned with that healing source of energy. We're now going to shift back up to our solar plexus, the area of our diaphragm. We're just going to invite the healing energy to once more flow from back to front through the center, just to recheck that we have balance there. Just let that energy flow through back to front, just inviting balance to restore in case of any disturbance from the work on the basic and the sacral. Just breathe that energy through your solar plexus, from back to front. Now let's take our attention up to our heart centers. In the center of our chest, just next to our heart. Our heart centers relate to our awareness of our inner self, our ability to express love, and also our awareness of the wider group, the us, as opposed to the me of the solar plexus. Just feel that energy flowing, that healing energy flowing from back to front, through the heart center, from back to front, offering balance, nourishment, energizing or calming, whatever it is that you need. Feel that energy flow through, breathe it through. Invite the healing that you need. On a physical level, your heart center governs your thymus gland, which is part of the immune system. It also governs your physical heart, your blood and circulation system, and your breasts. Feel that energy flow through you from back to front, bringing balance to your heart center. If your mind wanders, just bring it back. Just keep breathing that healing energy through your heart center, from back to front. Your heart center is where your life thread is anchored. It's where the divinity within you is located. Often we look outside for the divinity we seek, and actually it's right here in your heart center. See if you can have a sense of that speck of God within you, within your heart center. Just breathe that healing energy through you. Now we're going to take our attention to the last center we're going to work on today, the throat center. It's in your neck where your Adam's apple is. So breathe that healing energy through from back to front. Breathe that through your throat center. The throat center relates to your mental state, your ability to be open-minded, to express your creativity and to communicate. On a physical level, your throat center governs your thyroid gland, which is important for your metabolism and lots of other functions. It also governs your pharynx and your larynx, voice box, your lungs, and your shoulders, your arms and your hands. Breathe that healing energy through from back to front, bringing nourishment to your throat center, allowing it balance, allowing that energy to flow clearly, unimpeded. Clear any blockages. To energize or calm whatever it is that you need. Now I want to invite you to become aware of your crown center, just above your head. This is what connects you to your soul and your higher self. I want you to visualize this crown center above your head, balancing with your basic center at the base of your spine. You might like to visualize this as a line of light connecting these two centers and a sense of resonance developing between them. You may like to ask that your spiritual will work in greater harmony with the will of your physical body. And that these two centers balance with each other. Invite that harmony into your energy field. A harmonic resonance between your crown and your basic center. See if you can hold those 2 points in mind, allowing a resonance and a balance to occur between the two, your crown and your basic center. Next, let's link our throat center with our sacral center in the region of our pelvis. Again, you might like to visualize a line of light connecting these two centers and a sense of resonance developing between them. You might like to ask that your higher mental creative work in greater harmony with your physical creativity. There is balance and resonance between these two centers, your throat and your sacral centers. Finally, let's link our heart center next to our heart to our solar plexus center a few inches below it in our diaphragm. Once again, let's visualize a line of light connecting these two centers and a sense of resonance developing. You might like to ask that an awareness of inclusive love and goodwill for all can work in greater harmony with your sense of yourself as an individual, focusing on your own self-interests. Invite a balance and a resonance between your heart and your solar plexus centers. Now, to close this healing session, let's take our attention back to our sacral center, center of your pelvis. Just be aware of that. Just focus your attention here for a moment. Now visualize a connection from this center linking to your two hips. Just make a nice connection. It could be a line of light from your sacral going to each hip. And then another line of light from your sacral going to each knee. You might like to imagine this as a triangle forming with your sacral at the top and your two knees at the 2 points at the bottom. And your two hips as 2 points in a triangle above that. And then imagine your sacral center connecting to your 2 feet, another triangle forming between your sacral and each foot. Have a sense of your feet firmly on the ground. Maybe feel them. Feel that sense of ground, that earth beneath your feet. Feel yourself connected to Mother Earth. Imagine a line of light connecting you down to Mother Earth, grounding the energy that you've worked with today. With a sense of our initial alignment, heart center, grounding us down beneath our feet, that line of light, connecting, grounding us to Mother Earth. That same line of light, connecting up to our soul, our higher self. Could be in your head, above your head. Just have a sense of that alignment. Let us give thanks to that healing energy that we've worked with today. You might like to imagine it leaving you cloaked in rose light all around you. And now I'd like to offer you each a blessing. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. When you're ready, feel your feet on the floor, your bottom on the chair, and open your eyes.